YouTube, what's going on? We're back again with another little video. So today we're gonna kind of just break down just another moment, man, another clutch moment, another moment as to why it worked, another moment as to what things could have been better. Um, Not just for myself, but obviously for my teammates, right? So if you guys are playing and you get into a tight situation, or you get into this particular zone end zone, you know exactly what you can kind of do here, right? Now, obviously in Apex, we know that certain end zones only play the same very rarely, but they can, or they can be in the area, right? So it's good to know how to look at things the right way, right? So, like I said, if you guys can just take one thing from this, to me, that's enough. You know what I mean? But before we get into it, guys, listen, follow, um, like this video. Always try to like give back knowledge and little things that I see that can help you guys out. So, all right, let's get into it, right? So, all right, as you can see here, let's just take a look at the legend combination we got right now, right? So, right now we got Bang, we got Maggie, and we have me as, sorry, we got Bang, Mirage, and Maggie, all right? So, a lot of things can happen here that can help us get this team out the way, right? So, when we look at it to start off, okay, Bang was able to smoke out our area. We just finished up another team over here on our right side over here, right? And now we have the last squad left. Okay, so what you're gonna see is I'm trying to reset, and I have the perk where you just can pop a cell, pop a syringe, and you start to get your full HP back. As I'm doing this, we have our teammate over here, the Mirage, who's kind of already looking out in the area and trying to kind of like figure out where the teams are. Right now, our positioning is not bad, right? So I'm just gonna kind of play it real quick first, and then we'll go over everything afterwards. Your teammate, last team, last team, last team.
They're all weak. They're two first fire chain. Swap. Right here. Got my shield.
Oh, oh. All right, so let's break this down. Let's break this down. All right, so all right, right here, if teammate doesn't go down, well, first off, kudos to teammate for being able to get a knock, right? So now it's a 3v2. So he actually did a good thing here by initiating damage and being able to go ahead and get a knock, right? So this is great. This is perfect. So right now at this current moment, now it's a 3v2, okay? And honestly, what I should have done was after he got that 3v2, or after he knocked that guy, now we know it's a 3v2, I should have told my teammate here, Bang, Kryptonite, to play slow, even though it's one team left and we got one guy knocked. In my opinion, it's always best to play controlled and play discipline, right? Because you can easily get the tables flipped on you, like you just saw I was able to do to this team. So, right here, this is the mistake. Teammate, I'm not sure where he was here because I couldn't see because of this cover right here. But I'm just gonna assume he wasn't necessarily in the best position here. So mistake number one, Mirage not being in their best position, right? Mistake number two, our Bangalore being out in the open, dead middle in the open. He's not close to this cover right here, nor is he close to the cover that you see that's right here, right? So he's literally in the middle, making himself an easy target. That's mistake number two. Teammate goes down, and instead of Bangalore here, saying, okay, teammate went down, there's one guy down, let me play slow here. He's ego challenging the guys that are over here that I can't see yet, right? So that's mistake number three. Guys, when you get in situations where it's tight and it's in game, that feeling of we can win this or I'm better, you have to override that feeling. And you have to tell yourself playing the right way versus my ego is more important. Your ego should not go above doing the right thing. That's mistake number three, okay? That's a lesson though. That's a lesson, right? Don't be out in the open and always play controlled, even if you know you get the game in the bag. It's more impressive knowing that I can dunk on somebody, but I don't, right? It's more impressive to know that I can do something, but I don't do it. This is a situation right here where it wouldn't have even happened that way, where we could have won this game together, me and Bang, right, as a team. And because his ego and his pride got the best of him, that wasn't the case. So, guys, when you get in situations like this, always play around cover. Always play around cover. There's cover over here. He could have waited and said, "Hey, yo, are you ready? Are you looking now? We can fight these guys together." Teammate went down. That's team thinking. That's team mindset. That's, hey, okay, what's my teammate doing? That's up. Let me think about him. Let's play this together. I don't have to be a hero and try to do this myself. That's what happened here. And you see what the results are here, right? He goes down. I peek out, but look at my angle here. I'm still behind cover here, right? There also are behind cover the caustic barrels, right? So you're gonna tell me right here, right? Bang is gonna challenge a guy who's in cover of some sort, right? This is why when I tell guys, hey, when your approach to a fight is important. Approach it by trying to have something in between you and the person, just in case you need to get back into cover. In this situation, one, it's caustic gas, so there's area effect. Two, he actually has the physical barrels in front of him as another buffer. As you can see here, Bang is recklessly kind of walking up here and and switching weapons in the open and then getting shot at, right? A lot of this comes down to just being disciplined. When we get in these moments, we feel like, okay, I need to rush, I need to speed up, I need to get this kill, I need to do this. And that feeling of like you have to level yourself out and just say like, all right, take it each step at a time, breathe. What's the right thing to do here? And then you do that. This is a situation where this player panicked and got the best of himself here. Trying to work with him to get him better, but at the end of the day, what I'm doing right now in terms of VOD reviewing and watching these things back, and you see these mistakes afterwards. You see a lot of things you don't see when you're in it because you're in it, right? But when you go back and you look at it, this is what you have to do to get better, right? No matter who you are. If you're trying to get better, you have to do VOD reviews. Don't be afraid to record yourself. Don't be afraid to look back, slow things down, stop and pause, and really take a look at how you're playing. This was a huge thing for me when I was really, really trying to get better. I was able to go back and rewatch myself and see really how I actually looked. Because in your head, you think you look one way. When you actually see yourself play, it's completely different. Being able to get what you think into the game, that's where the real work begins. So, I'm trying to work with this player here to get him more discipline in these situations. But right here, yes, switching weapons mid in the open after not getting the success you thought you were going to get by shooting your first weapon, a no go. Don't do this. You don't do this at all. So he switches weapons and he's taking damage, and this guy does a great shot. Now, I didn't notice this at the time, but I didn't even notice there's a guy way back here, and there might be a guy here behind the barrels. I'm not sure, but props to this team for playing it that tight and that well, with themselves also not having limited cover. But see, what happened here was the team did the right thing, which is what we should have done as a team, which is play cover and play smarter, play a little bit slow. Because see, listen, the storm, if you notice it, is on their backside here, right? If we just played slow, picked our shots well, we could have been able to get more information on where everybody was. The storm would have also pushed this guy right here out into the open, and then he would have had nothing else to be able to do. And then we get easy kills here, right? But because we didn't, and we tried to move forward on our own here in the open, now it becomes a situation where we're giving them the opportunity to win the game. You see what I mean? And see, when you get to these lobbies and you get to this level, you can't do that. We gave them an opportunity here to be able to win this game, right? We gave it to them. Now, I knew how to play this well because I've been in situations like this a lot. And so I knew not to give something that I can't see an opportunity to kill me. If I can't see where everybody is, I'm not going to jump out into where that is. That doesn't make any sense. For me, what makes sense, and that takes time to learn, is to play behind something, and you can jiggle peek, right? Think about Valorant, CSGO, right? You jiggle peek. You can jiggle peek in this game as well. Jiggle peek, come out, come in, come out, come in. And as you're coming out, you're getting information, visual information as to what's going on. So let's continue. So I'll talk about my mindset kind of going on here, right? So when I see both of my teammates down here, mentally, for me, because I've been in situations like this a lot, you have to go to a space where you've done it before. And so I've clutched up before plenty of times, and I know that like now is my time to have to do what I have to do. It shouldn't have even came down to that, but guess what? Sometimes it does, right? So this is where I lock in, right? Right? Teammate gave me a great comm, lets me know there's a guy behind the barrels, right? He lets me know that. So now I have to target switch, right? So I was looking at this guy, right? You can see where I'm aimed at. I'm looking at this guy over here because that's the only person that I see. Now I'm having the target switch here, right? And this all comes down to practice, and this all comes down to like a lot of practice within like aim labs, Kovacs, and just practicing it in real time after doing those things like together, right? And so now I'm able to go, okay, now we got a target switch, right? As I target switch, what I do is, and this is a subtle move that you have to just know and you practice. As I target switch away from this guy, I make a slight back step behind cover here to not be seen by the guy over here. Okay? So I can then take on the guy that's in front of me, which is the caustic. Now, this is lucky that it worked out this way, that the caustic was the first guy to push me. The reason why I say this is good and this was lucky is because the guy over here was too afraid to challenge because he needed an opportunity to heal, right? You see his HP. He needed an opportunity to heal, okay? Secondly, Caustic has a bigger hitbox. So it's going to make it real, real nice for me to be able to hit him, right? So Caustic swings out. Now it's all a matter of hitting shots. One of the things that I notice here, and it's a subtle thing here, I'm going to back it up. One of the things that I noticed here in my peripheral was that this guy right here was trying to get an angle. And so what I didn't want to do was get ballsy and think that, oh, I got this guy, and then jump out further in this platform to try to fight this caustic. That's not what I wanted to do. When I saw that this guy here was trying to look like he was jumping out to maybe get an angle on me, if you notice what I do here, I take another slight step back behind cover here, right? To make myself not as visible to this guy to get a shot on me. And if you look at what I was able to do, right, to the caustic, look at my HP. I haven't lost any HP yet. And look at how much damage I was able to deal to this guy. This is the difference right here between when you get to a high level play or high level skill set, right? You have to be able to deal out more damage than what's being dealt to you, right? This is where it has to come into play here, right? If me and Caustic may have done maybe about the same amount of damage to each other, maybe then I would have been like, okay, fuck, I gotta finish this quicker. But because I realized he didn't do anything to me and I was able to hit more shots on him, now it's a matter of, okay, stay disciplined here because you're gonna kill him, right? Meanwhile, look at what this guy right here is doing, right? So in my peripheral, I'm taking all of this in. I'm seeing this guy over here kind of not doing much, right? He's not even helping his caustic out. So really, he's kind of actually messing his caustic up. They should have fought this together, whether he healed or not. They should have fought this together. Granted, I probably still would have got him down, but still, should have fought it together. So you look at my HP. I've only lost like a little bit of a pod, not even a lot at all. And if you look at this guy, I've already dealt way more damage to him than he's dealt to me, right? This comes down to aim practice, comes down to being calm and confident in situations, right? This comes down to knowing your guns, your weapons, having recoil control. This comes down to all the things that I said about positioning, playing cover, right? And not exposing yourself too much. And I'm also, while I'm doing this, I'm making little micro movements, right? To throw this guy's shots off. So I'm moving kind of like side to side, kind of in like a circular motion, and I'm kind of moving in a weird way. That's making it very difficult for him to hit me. And while it's making it more difficult for him to hit me, he's also missing shots, and I'm hitting shots. So it's making his thumbs, if he's on controller, sweaty, making the palms shaky if he's on mouse and key. And so all of this is what's adding to this guy not being able to finish the job. I reload and look at where I'm staying. I'm staying right behind cover, right? I'm able to hit the shots. He's trying to slide to probably get an armor swap, I thought. That's what I thought he was doing. This is a mistake right here that a lot of guys make. Um, he left the ground to jump in the air. That's a big mistake that I see a lot of guys make, and it's an easy shot for somebody who knows what they're doing. While you're midair, you can't move. So while he's midair and he can't move and he's not shooting me, he's giving me the opportunity right now to be able to reload, right? This is why all of these little things matter and why these things work together like this. So I reload. He touches back on the ground, hits me with a great mastiff shot, and now I'm able to get him down. Immediately go for the armor swap, and now I'm back looking at my target. Controller players, mouse and key players more specifically, this is a huge skill that goes unmatched and unnoticed. Being able to get into a box and go for an armor swap quickly. I remember years ago when I was watching Hardeki play. He's a pro player. I think he's Russian. Great player when it came to being able to armor swap quick and be able to get back into a fight. If you ever go to YouTube, type this guy in, go watch his highlights. One of the best, hands down. Has the most respect in the community. And you know, watching him play for a while, I was able to really pick up on, okay, I need to get my armor swap game up, because it's a very underrated skill. Because when you get in situations like this, death boxes have changed throughout the years in Apex. Armor swaps were always in weird different places at times, and being able to know where that is and get to it fast is like crucial. And it takes a little bit to be able to get that muscle memory down, to be able to get into a box, boom, go to it. But it's a huge skill. So I get the armor swap. Now what do? I'm reloading and I'm looking for this guy,
Swap, swap, swap. Right here, right here.
right? Luckily, I was able to then track this guy, and I believe he got back to full HP here. My teammate doing a great job at trying to come to me and help me use him as a shield, right? One thing I always talk about, when you're down, you can do something. Just because you're down doesn't mean you're useless. So give me comms and give me your shield if you got it. So he's walking to me, getting my clip off. I go back in for another armor swap, which I honestly didn't really need to, but it's okay. I go back in, boom, immediate turnaround. Every action I'm doing is so fast that the enemy right here has done nothing in between that time. I've shot him and armor swapped in the amount of time he's done nothing. All of these things add up to make successful plays. I get behind teammate, right? He stands still for me. Now I can re-engage. Boom. Game over. So, in me just breaking that small clutch down that happened fairly quickly, you were able to see that there's a lot that's in there, that's in that clutch that was able to make that happen. That's just my approach, right? To being able to like go into a situation like that. Situations are a little bit different, right? But for the most part, the bulk of what I was able to say, right? Using cover, staying disciplined, staying calm, having good aim, all of those things help aid into being able to win situations like this. So, guys, listen, when you get in situations like this, remember those key things that I said. And like I said, this video will be up. You can go back to it. But remember kind of what I broke down here. So if you can take just one thing from this, that's enough for me. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.